here with Nicole O'Neill at Sheffield Homes.
Hi, Amanda.
And hi, I'm so happy to have you. I wanted
Thank
to do.
you for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. We talk almost every day. You're like my new best friend.
Almost every day,
And
even on the weekends.
I know. And as you know, I'm selling these lots at Sterling Ranch.
And we're so excited.
And you're going to build them.
You're going to do amazing.
Oh my gosh.
You're so good.
I'm so excited.
I mean, seriously, I actually didn't really know you until like this year.
You just like
I'm just so inspired by you.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah, you are this is a compliment, a bulldog in this marketplace.
Yeah, thank you.
I think you're going to be tremendous with this project.
Oh, I'm excited.
Truly.
About it. Okay, so what I wanted to do with you, thank you for the compliment. Oh, I feel so much better. Oh, look at me. No, I do want you to distill down for people why building a custom home is not scary. So when somebody wants to embark on this journey, the very first thing they need is a piece of land.
That's right.
And often they need me to help them acquire that. So they need a real estate agent to run down a piece of property for them, or sometimes they own a piece of property that maybe they had family that owned land or something, and now it's time for them to build a custom home. So what's the very first thing people need to do let's assume they already have their land?
Well, and I'm going to actually back you up.
Yeah.
Because we like to get involved before they have their land. Mm. So like you just brought me your friends, Stephen and Mel.
Yeah.
They are currently looking for a piece of land to purchase to build a custom home. Mm-hmm. I love that we are already speaking with them about what to think about in purchasing their lot.
Right.
You know a lot and you do a fantastic job working with them to make a good decision. But from a building perspective, we can look at the topo. We can look at the survey. We can look at
water,
what needs to be done with possible septic systems. And so when we're developing, not just designing the house, but developing the budget.
Yeah.
Everybody has a budget. Even if people can spend a lot or a little, they've defined a budget that they're willing to spend on their project. Yeah. And you have to think about those things because for somebody who might be on a more limited budget, that could be a deal breaker.
Well, that's got to be the biggest concern, right? Is people are like, just because I can afford the land doesn't mean I can afford to put the house on the land.
I have spoken with 2 different prospects this past year who now I've seen their lots relisted for sale. And what I suspect happened was they bought the lot. They were so excited about building this dream home and then didn't realize all the costs involved. So they put the cart before the horse. Yeah. And so by the time they got to us, they decided to sell the lot.
They had to backtrack, right?
They had to backtrack. So getting your builder involved early, defining your project goals. So I've started telling people, get a spreadsheet out and just start writing down all the things that are important to you about this house, to include what do you want to spend? Where do you want to live? How do you want to live here? And then all the little things like the doorknobs, the lighting. Tell me what's important to you. What are the deal breakers? So then when you sit down with me or Amanda, we can walk you through the big picture, the full picture of what it means to build a custom home from the lot to designing the house and then finally moving in.
The other part of this is sorting out financing. So early in the process, I know that homeowners can do this one of a couple of different ways, but one way they can do it is they can pay cash. Sometimes people have all cash and they have the money ready for their project, so they can pay cash for the land, and then they can pay cash through the process. Basically, as those draws against construction come, they can write a check for those at each step. The second way, and the more common way that people do this, is with a construction loan. So they can either buy their land with bank money, or they can buy their land for cash. So sometimes people have enough cash to buy their land, but they don't have enough cash to do their project. So then they basically use bank's financed money or a construction loan to build. And so that's the second way they can do this. And you can do it with a blend of both if you've got some money, but you do need to have a little bit of liquid cash to be able to pursue a custom home. Fair?
I would say you're going to need at minimum the earnest money to purchase your lot. Right. I do know that there are very few financial institutions who will offer a lot loan in addition to a construction loan.
Yep.
Most of the time I find that purchasing the lot outright and then financing the build is what most traditional banks prefer.
Yeah. Okay. So now they've identified their builder. They find their land. they figure out their finances. That's can in some ways actually be the most intimidating part of the process, because from there, the construction, that's just realizing the dream. But as I recall or reflect back on my custom build process, the very next appointment we went to was with the architect. I spent a lot of time sketching and looking online for floor plans I liked. Because I'm in the business, I had spent some time walking properties with the hat on of would I like living in this floor plan? And so then you send them to an architect, and what is that process like?
So when you go to the architect, we'll have already really defined the size of the home you're looking to build, what your budget might be for this project, and those must-haves. So when you show up with the architect, we've already hashed out those items. Sitting down with the architect, they're going to take you through a whole process of what they call programming and talking about literally every space of the home. How are you going to live in that kitchen? How many people are you going to entertain? How do you store your food? Do you need a pantry? And they're going to walk you through in that fashion every space in the home. So as you design your home, you're going to make sure that it fits your lifestyle.
And as I recall, the iteration with the architect was like maybe 4 or 5 iterations.
That's right.
Back and forth. I went in for the initial consultation. We lay it all out on the table. And this is the beauty of a good architect, is that they basically can just distill that down into a floor plan. And then as we were able to have first glance at that, sort of our initial reveal, then you can sit with it, spend some time, make sure it is what you like, make adjustments or alterations to the plan. And back and forth we went for a little while until we arrived at like final construction drawings, right?
That's right. And a good architect will keep in mind all the design objectives you've laid out for them, including like your budget. So for some people, they're on a more unlimited budget, and they're going to design.
Like, put it on a 15% angle.
They're going to design what they want to design.
An angle or whatever,
but the reality of home building, especially in custom building, is that very few people are truly on an unlimited budget, because everybody defines a budget for their project.
Well, that, and just sometimes the lot neighborhood defines the budget.
That's right.
You're not going to, even if you have endless funds, the neighborhood may not.
You're going to only spend so much.
That's right.
That's right. I mean, that's the nature of who we are as humans. I might have all the money, but I'm only willing to spend X amount on this project.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so they have an architect plan. They've got financing. And then you build a budget for them, a tight budget. How do you do that?
That's right. So we work off of our average construction costs. So we are able to track every home, every invoice, and create average square foot pricing by trade. So then when we're sitting down with you and we're building the budget on let me back up. First, we'll work on an estimate. And that's what I give you before you go to the architect. Once you have architectural plans, we actually send it out to bid, and we get quotes to actually build a budget for you, so you know exactly what it's going to cost to build your home. And we break that down, every option, every trade, and then within that, you're able to make decisions on what options you want to include or not include in your home. So for example, do I want heaters on my patio? Do I want sunshades on my patio?
Yeah, very customizable things that could really drive up your budget. Right. You can opt for those in or out.
That's
things
right.
Like that.
And during this process between the architect and when we actually send it out to bid for a price, you are also working with the interior designer. So between the architect doing the design of the architectural design of the plan, and then you work with the interior designer to select all your finishes, all your colors, you have a complete home. And Sheffield, behind the scenes, we're going to develop all the documents required for your building permit. So building permit is not just submitting plans. There are a number of other documents that go into that. And every municipality also then requires some additional items. For example, we've been building in Boulder County from the Marshall Fire. And so they require highly energy efficient homes. And so building in Louisville, they have a very specific building code. This last year, we were building to net zero, for example. So not only are we working with an energy modeler on each house and how energy efficient it may be, but we are having to include the solar company to build these solar systems that match the energy modeling to make these homes net zero. So those are requirements for the building permit in the city of Louisville, as an example.
Yeah.
So Sheffield's managing all that for you.
Yeah.
And so that's when you work with a general contractor like Sheffield Homes, we're taking on that A to Z.
Mm-hmm. Sort of that, all of it,
responsibility.
the municipal overlay.
Yeah.
So speaking of management,
Yeah.
the company charges a management fee to do a custom project like this. What does that look like?
That's right. So when you purchase your own lot, we work with you on a cost plus a management.
So that means you're going to show me the cost,
Full transparency.
and then you add your management fee.
That's right.
And then we get a bill for it.
That's right. So we bill monthly based on work that's been complete.
And then once the house goes in the ground, talk about your construction team.
So we have dedicated superintendents to every one of our homes. So every home is considered a custom home. We do offer our clients, if they want a more kind of efficient and economical way to build, they could go with one of our floor plans, perhaps that we've developed for communities in the past.
Yep.
So whether they're building one of our floor plans or they've built a full custom plan, they have a dedicated superintendent.
Okay.
I do believe that our construction manager who runs our team has got to be one of the best in the state. He just has such a depth of experience and knowledge in custom home building. And so every project requires a lot of problem solving, whether it be custom finishes, custom options. Maybe we start digging, excavating for a foundation, and we encounter something that was unexpected.
Sure.
He just seamlessly is able to work through those issues.
So he's got a team that's working in the fields that
That's
are
right.
supervising the project.
That's right.
These are your eyes and your ears on the ground.
That's right. And I should ask you, because you are building a home with us
Yeah.
right now. What's been your experience in interacting with our construction team? Do you get the day-to-day connection with them?
Yeah, I think what I love is that our superintendent, who I honestly just trust implicitly because he's entrusted in me with consistency. So we're getting updates from him, and our project is not close to home, so it's a distance away. And so we can't keep a day-to-day eye on it.
Right.
So he's been taking pictures and posting those for us, and it just makes us feel closer to the project, which is super great. But also I just have complete confidence that, he knows what he's doing. I don't have to go there and supervise something. Like, I mean, what would I even know that I was looking at anyway, right? Like, be like, that seems out of place.
Yeah.
But, only you know your plans as intimately.
That's right.
And to be fair, I do feel like my superintendent knows the plans as intimately as I do, or the vision.
I find that our superintendents become friends with our clients.
Yeah, there's
by
such
the
a deep
end.
relationship.
Yeah, they field a lot of questions on the day-to-day. As you said, you know your plans really intimately. And so you do go out on site and you might see something that you have a question about, and who you're going to call? You're probably going to call your superintendent, because you
right.
either have been communicating with him through our online software that
has been terrific
captures
too.
your whole project. Yeah. Where you can communicate with our entire construction team and purchasing team and sales team all in one place.
Yeah.
And accounting team.
Yeah, no, it's great.
Or maybe you have his cell number where you've been texting back and forth. I know that you do that with our construction manager, for example. And so it's a real hands-on process and experience. And so, by the end of the project, by the time our clients are moving into their homes, they've developed really a friendship with the superintendents.
Well, I think that's right. You should have a party.
We should have a party. They would love that.
Your clients would love it, because it's true. I think that you do develop a trusting relationship with them, and it's a very personal endeavor to build a home, particularly a custom home. And in most cases, it's maybe the largest project people have pursued in their life.
That's
right. With the most amount of money, the most amount of zeros behind it.
Yeah.
And so I just find that the work that your company is doing is superb.
Thank you.
And this has been a real pleasure. So I thank you for sort of smoothing some of this out for people. I don't want them to be afraid to build a custom home. And I just want people to have the confidence that they need to pull this project off with you.
Thank you.
And I will say mutually, the owner of the company, Jason Gordon, who is Jim Sheffield's son-in-law.
That's right.
He's married to Kimberly Sheffield, Jim's daughter, has been running the company here for the better part of 20 years. And Jason's become a friend and a loyal client, and somebody that I respect tremendously. And having worked for your dad and now you, and this little triangulated friendship here, it's been very lovely. And so I'm very grateful.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you. I share your sentiments about Jason. He's fantastic to be working for. Sheffield, it has been near and dear to my own heart because of my dad's partnership in the business. And so for me, even though I'm not a partner in the business, I do treat it as such every day. You know, it does feel like a family business, and it is truly a family business. We're a small company, and we run lean, but we take a lot of pride in what we do.
Very good. Well, thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.